Deanna, your fave stylist. I am up and at 'em. Sorry I missed my video yesterday, but I was feeling severely under the weather. I had a sinus headache that was horrible. It's acting up a little bit tonight, but I had to push through and go to work today because I'm convinced that my salon does not run as sufficient as I would have it to run when I am not present, which is a problem that I'm working on. I need systems, but that's another video. So, this video today, though, is about preparing your salon for services outside of the salon. Preparing to offer hair services outside of the salon, if I said that right. I think I'm a little drugged up on Sudafed and ibuprofen because it's about to be bedtime, but I really didn't want to not do my video for a second day in a dang on row because it was a struggle yesterday. So I made some handy dandy notes right here about how to properly prepare. First of all, there are so many steps to preparing your hair salon. There's so many steps to preparing your hair salon or your stylist or yourself if you're an individual to there's a lot of steps to preparing yourself for it. There is the preparing of getting your stylist together. If you have to get them together, you have to meet with the actual event planner. And if they have other hairstylists involved that you have to coordinate with, or fashion designers, you have to meet up with them and make sure that everybody's going to be on the same page. There are so many things to go over, but this particular video is about getting prepared to initially do everything, because the first thing with doing every single thing is having a contract. A contract can save you from so much crap, okay? Because when you start talking about contract and people start saying, oh no, we don't need to do that. Oh, it's not that serious, blah, blah, blah. That is a sign that this may not be the person that you would like to work with. Because why don't they want to do things the right way? Why don't they want to be held accountable? Why don't they want to make you feel secure in that they're going to follow through on what they say they're going to do? Okay? So, those of you that have been following my Salon Melvirus Hair Studio is signed up for the African Diaspora Showcase. We are signed up for the Wakanda Hair Show in October. Every once in a while we sign up and we do occasional events. And these are things that I have learned about working with other people. You have to find a way to hold them accountable. And you have to find a way to make sure that you're going to be compensated for your time, whether it be for exposure or actually monetary pay, some sort of trade or something, okay? Contract. This is the first thing that you have to do. Your contract should include a plethora of details, a bouquet of details, okay? Many facets of one big detail, So, this contract could be for a fashion show. It can be for volunteer work. It could be for pay work. It could be a teaching gig. It can be for a joint venture that you're doing with somebody else. Any type of joint venture. If it is business, if it has anything to do with your business, you need to know that people are going to respect you and take you seriously. Okay? Because there's plenty of people out there that will brag about, oh, I've worked with this person and I've worked with this person and I've worked with that person, and you should be honored to work with me. Yes, you should. You're humble to work with them, But I'm gonna need to know that you're gonna follow through. And if you're not gonna follow through on what you're supposed to, I need to have a way to hold you accountable because people will switch it up with you real quick. And you also have to remember sometimes they don't mean to switch it up. Sometimes just the pressures of throwing an event gets to people, and the people that they communicate with fall through the cracks. Some people plan big events and they are promoting for the wrong reason because they're doing it for, I don't know, hidden motives, and they're not as into it as they really like to front. Some people like to do it just to look like a big person within the community. And when you get those type of people and you run into them, they talk a good game, but their walk does not match they talk. And you usually do not find out until 2 to 3 days before your so called show or teaching gig or whatever the case may be. So, to avoid all of that, sometimes a contract won't even get you paid if something goes wrong, but you have to be 100% clear with people about what you want and what you expect from them. Okay? So, the first thing that your contract should state is what is the event, where it is going to be, what time is going to take place. So that when something happens and they say, oh, no, it wasn't this day, I told you this day, you have it in writing. No, you didn't, because we read over these words right here, and these words didn't get up and change and do the boogie dance and jump back on the paper and turn into some other date. Okay? How, let's say you're doing hair, how many heads you're doing, what time you would like the heads to be done, how far in advance you would like them to be done, and you need to request that you get paid. If somebody requests that you're going to do 10 heads, you need to say, okay, well, I'm going to be available for those 10 heads on that date. And whether those 10 heads show up or not, I've allocated 10 head time for you. Enough time in my schedule to do 10 heads for you. I'm going to still need to be paid for those 10 hours that it would have taken me to do those heads. So whether you come up with a actual fee for the quantity of heads that you do or a hourly rate that you are blocking off of them, and you say, you know what, I'm blocking off 12 hours of my time. My time is worth $100 an hour, so I'm going to need $1,200 in order to get these heads done for you and to commit that time just for you. Because what I'm learning is whatever the amount of money that you would have made at any given day at your salon, it's your busiest day on a Saturday that you're blocking off for someone, and you usually make, say, $1,000 that day. Well, in order for me to provide my salon and services to you for that day, it's going to cost $1,000 because that's what we're missing out on for that day. Mm-hmm. Because why are you doing it if you're not going to make the same amount of money that you would make on a regular day, and you're not being compensated in it for another way by means of exposure or some type of trade or something like that, then you really have to think about the monetary value of you volunteering your services, or whether you're getting paid enough or is even going to come back to you in the long run. So remember that if you're doing 10 heads and it's worth $10 a head, you need $100 in advance. Now, let's say that you get booked up 6 months in advance, like I happen to. It would be safe to say that you can request, I need to be paid 6 months in advance because my client's scheduled just that far in advance. Because you want to make sure that you're going to be paid on that day. You already have secure income coming in. Why should I chop off my secure income for unsecure income? You know what I mean? And payment in advance. I said that. I'm saying it again. Make sure you request your payment in advance. Even if, say, you don't do 6 months in advance, because even when I do events, I don't request 6 months in advance because sometimes, like I said, it's about the exposure and other things. But always make sure that you request your pay in enough time so that if that promoter does not come through, that event thrower does not come through, that teaching gig cancels, you have enough time to fill your books and make sure that you still get paid in advance. And you have to be ready to say, you know what, I'm requesting that you pay me at least 2 weeks in advance. When that 2 weeks marks hit and you don't got your shmoney, you need to give them a call and say, hey, Also, this has got to be in the contract. If payment is not received at least 2 weeks in advance prior to this date of this event, then all appointments, teaching gigs, whatever, are canceled. Another thing you need to do is ask around about the reputation of the person and the event that you are signing up for, because everything that you do, whether it be in association with someone else or just you or whatever, if it goes back, it is going to be your reputation on the line. So you want to make sure that you're working with reputable people, people that stand behind what they say and do what they say and not just talk about it. You need to specify what you require. I feel like I'm drunk. I'm like, sit there. I'm telling y'all, I'm drugged up right now on this allergy medicine, but I'm determined to do this video. So you need to specify what you need, whether you need correct lighting, whether you're doing a wedding party and you need a specific amount of space to make sure that you can properly take care of your people. You need to request that, you know what, we're thirsty and we get really thirsty whenever we work. So we require 2 bottles of water per each hairstylist that's coming. Maybe you're going to be there for a 12-hour work day and it's a wedding party. We require that you feed us while we are there. Every little detail has to be worked out, or you will get there and you'll be calling somebody on the phone like, can you bring me something to eat? I need help. I'm thirsty. I forgot water. We don't have enough light. Can you bring me a light in here? Or you will go to a wedding party and people will have you working in their grandma's bathroom or in their kitchen with their 50 uncles around staring and everybody all in the way. You ain't got no place to put your supplies, and it just becomes a very unprofessional. Lala, get your butt out of here. Goodbye. It just becomes a very unprofessional environment. So you have to request a professional environment whenever you begin to go work off premises. If you're going to drive off premises, are you going to factor in your gas prices into your pay? Or are you going to have an additional allocation that needs to be paid to you? Because, yeah, anything over 5 miles, we charge an additional $50 for our time in traffic, because that's your time, that's your money, you know. That's your time, that's your gasoline, that's your wear and tear on your car that you're doing, ripping and running back and forth. All of these things matter, because the same money that you made in business to take care of that car, your business is making a wear and tear on your car, so your car needs to be recompensated for that. Um, you also need to specify what they require of you, every little single detail, and it needs to be in writing so that when they start asking and requesting over and beyond what you are prepared to give them, they can't hold you accountable for that. Every little single detail needs to be gone over. Um, Now, after you guys have gone over every nook and cranny of every detail that somebody needs to know, whether it be you or the venue, or if you're collaborating, if you've got somebody else involved, who will be my point of contact? How will I get in contact with you? How often will we meet to talk about these things that you're requesting of me and I'm requesting of you, so that we'll stay on point? When will we get paid at the end if this is an event that we're doing together to get the money? Every little itty bitty detail needs to be combed through with a very, very fine tooth comb, and it needs to be spread thin. I'm talking about, you need to go through so many details that you may begin to get on somebody's nerves. But I tell you what, when it's time for you to get paid, you gonna have your money on time, and if you don't, you ain't gotta worry about wasting your time no more. Okay? Um, you guys need to have this contract reviewed by a professional. Myself, I use Legal Shield, so I get like up to 20 or 30 legal documents that I can have reviewed every year, which I don't utilize enough. But every time I come up with a new contract, I send it off to them and they go through it and they tell you if there is anything that could be corrected, anything you may get in trouble for, or whatever. If you have a friend that's really smart, just have somebody read through it. Somebody credible. Don't just get a friend that's really smart. That was really silly. If you have a friend that's a lawyer or an attorney, get them to do it. Paralegal, something like that. Very helpful to have smart friends around you because you guys help each other. It's your net. You know what I'm saying? Catch these people in your net. That's what networking. Throw your net out there so when you get to work, you can get somebody on your net so y'all can work. You know what I mean? Basic what a contract is a basic way to ensure that you are given the respect that you demand as a human being, as an entrepreneur that has put all their blood, sweat, and tears into their business, and as a business owner. If you have other people involved in, working and doing things for you for this contract, you need to make sure everything is in order with them. um, it's a lot to gather people together to support something that you want to do and sign up with someone else, and then the person that you sign up for doesn't come through or do exactly what they said they were going to do. If they said it's going to be 10 models, there should be 10 models. And if there's not 10 models, you still need to be paid for 10 models. And that's something that needs to be talked about ahead of time. Okay? Like I said, this is just a basic way to ensure respect, to demand the respect that you require for somebody to be associated with your business because your name is on the line. Okay? So, if you guys have any questions about what it means to put your neck on the line for somebody else in an event, ask me questions. Leave me some comments, concerns, and critiques down below. I am Deanna, your fave stylist for those that are just tuning in for the first time. I'm the owner of a hair salon here in Tucson, Arizona. We are oftentimes involved in a lot of events locally and sometimes out of town. I do teaching gigs. My specialty is natural hair, and I am happy to say that we are, oh my gosh, almost fully staffed for the holidays. So we're definitely accepting new clients right now. Um, Melvirus Hair Studio is a place where we value your time and we invite you to come and share it with us. So, anyway, this is your girl, Deanna, your fave stylist, coming to you to talk business, even though I've got a sinus headache and I don't feel as under the weather as I did yesterday or the day before, but I am not at 100%, although I am pushing through these work days. So, I'm really excited that tomorrow is Saturday so that I can go to church Sunday and come home and be like, I don't really snore. Anyway, I don't think I snore. Unless I'm really talking. I do talk in my sleep. But anyways, I'm going to go. I thank you guys for tuning in. If you have any questions about anything that I talked about tonight, please let me know. I'm happy to share business tips because it helps me to stay sharp and on top of things. And yeah, click this button right here to subscribe. Turn on your notifications because whenever I talk, I want you to hear me. I ain't talking just to hear myself talk. And click the like button if there was anything in this video that may have helped you with your business. I think that the next one I would like to do will be something along the lines of preparing your hairstylist properly, or your team for a event outside of your business, because that takes a lot of coordinating too. So not only do you have to do the contractual stuff with even getting it started and being committed to the event, then you have to go and you have to relay all that information to all the integral parts and people that are a part of the show, which means that you may have to have 3 to 5 to 6 more meetings with some other people just to get stuff initiated, and then along the lines continue to have meetings with all those people to make sure that everything is together. So anyway, I think I'm getting the swing of this event planning thing, and I look forward to doing more of it. You guys have a great day. or night or morning. And I will see you guys mañana with my video. Have a good night.